everyone, welcome to Working On It. I'm Dr. A and I'm a clinical psychologist aiming to make your life just a bit more manageable. Remember, the tools and the tidbits that you learn on this channel are purely educational. They can't replace therapy, but with some practice, they can help you along in your daily life. I hope that after watching this video, your day will be different just from knowing something brand new today that you didn't know yesterday. Let's get started. Today we'll be working on an easy, everyday mindfulness exercise that I can teach you today that you can use in your everyday life. Last time, and I would suggest that you go and check out that video, we talked about why mindfulness is important and what even is it. Why is everybody talking about it so much? What does it mean? Well, we said that mindfulness, to review, is a very specific way of paying attention in the present moment. It doesn't mean clear your mind. It doesn't mean anything but pay very, very close attention to now. And we said it sounds easy, but actually we often get stuck in what has happened or what might happen. Very seldom are we actually paying attention in the present. Even when we're sitting around with friends, we're thinking, what's on our phone? What are we gonna do tomorrow? I have to go pick up that CVS prescription, whatever it is, right? So we said mindfulness means being very, very present, because when we are in the present, even if something is going wrong, we have more of a chance of problem solving and coping with it than when our mind is over here or over here. So in an earlier video, not last video, we talked about mindfulness, but even earlier, I taught you about breathing and about using your senses to calm down. Those things in mindfulness are called anchors. So when our mind is running away from us, we need to anchor ourselves in the present. And what better way to do it than by using things that we have with us every day? Breathing and our senses. So today we're going to take an extra closer look on our senses and how it can help us stay mindful. In mindfulness, there's a couple of ways to practice. And remember, it is called mindfulness practice. That's sort of the full name of mindfulness practice, meaning that it's not this destination, it is something that you are constantly working on and getting better and better and better at. So mindfulness practice can come in two varieties. Mindfulness practice can be informal, and in my last video, which I suggest you go check out in the introduction to mindfulness, I suggested some informal practices. You could be mindful when you're brushing your teeth. You could be mindful for a few minutes when you're raking the leaves. Informal, it means you're just going about your daily life and you're just sort of remembering, let me just get back into my body, get back into the present moment, because I was just gone somewhere for a second. So that's informal. Formal practice is when you sit down with a video or a particular exercise in mind, and you sit down, you carve out a chunk of time, whether it's 5 minutes, 10, 30, and you work on being mindful, on being present in a non-judgmental way. So since last time, in the last video, we talked about doing it in an informal way, right? With everyday tasks. In this video, we're going to talk about me teaching you a task that is more formal. So you can still go about doing this in your everyday life, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our 5 senses and say what we're experiencing in the very present moment. Our 5 senses are sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. I think I got all of them. And what we're gonna do is, if I was sitting here and I was doing this exercise right now, I would say, I see my camera, I see the TV, I see a blanket on my couch. I hear the train outside, I hear cars going by. I taste. I had apple cinnamon tea earlier, so I sort of still taste the tea. I feel. Well, I feel the couch under my booty. I feel the floor under my feet, and it sort of feels soft and carpety. I feel my tights and my skirt. I taste. I taste. I smell. Well, I don't smell anything, but I kind of have cold air in my nose when I take a good smell. So on and so forth. You do that with every single sense. And what it does is, no matter where your mind is, it grounds you back into your body. Like we said in the last video, our mind is really bad at doing two things at once. So if our mind is experiencing something, that is emotionally intense, we're going to drag it back into the present and just instead make it experience the world through our senses now. It's going to leave that emotionally intense place and go to the present by experiencing what is going on around you in your world in that moment. So that's how we're going to practice. Now, you can make this a 3-minute exercise. You can make this a 5-minute exercise. You can make it longer than that. And the beauty of it is, I like to teach you things that nobody else has to know that you're doing it. So when I used to work in the city, it's a very stressful commute. When I would stand on the platform to my train, I would just sort of run through my senses and what I was experiencing in that moment. And what it did is, it didn't let my mind run away from me to something scary. It made me really, really, really present. And even if you could do this for a minute or 5 minutes, it's a really big deal, because again, you're flexing that muscle of how to shift focus when you need to, how to shift to the present when you need to. And we're going to do that through our senses. So before, we've learned a senses exercise that was informal. Now we're learning a senses exercise that's a little bit more formal. And I recommend that you practice it, again, in calm times as well as stressful times. So this could be, again, even a remedy for insomnia. If you're going to bed and you know, once I hit the bed, it starts to be like a motor that goes on to what happened at work, what's happening tomorrow, run through your senses. It'll ground you back into your body, and it'll help slow down your mind a little bit. In the morning before you head out for your day, this might be good. Or like I said, like I did in the middle of my day, I would run through my senses. Try it, try it, try it. You know I'm gonna force you to practice. And when you do, I'll wanna hear all about it. I post new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Please hit the subscribe and the notification bell to be alerted when new content becomes available. We've learned quite a bit of skills now, so please get alerted when there's new skills coming up, and you could follow along with me. I'll build you guys up little by little by little. Our next video, we will be working on a calming exercise for kids. We focused on all different kinds of ages, so now I want to help kids out. So this helps parents, and this helps teachers as well who are around kids all the time. They can have something concrete to teach children to help them calm down and relax a little bit in times when there's tension or distress. That's what we'll be doing in our next video. So now that we're done learning how to use our senses in a very formal way to calm down and to be very, very present in particular, it's time for the more annoying part, which is practice. You know I'm gonna tell you to practice. The time that we spend here today is so much more meaningful when you can actually go out there and work on it. So please go work on it, and when you do, write it down in the comments below. I'll be really, really curious to hear how it went. And when was the best time of day for you? Was it in the morning before you start your day? Was it in the evening? Was it in the middle of your workday? And it was great because nobody knew you were doing it, but you were kind of running through your senses. Please write it in the comments below and I can take a look. You got this. See you next time.